Good morning and welcome to our short video on Pegasus Opera 3 Cashbook reporting. This video will take you through some of the main reports we would recommend when looking at a cash flow report and forecasting, and also a brief summary on how XRL can be extremely useful when extracting these details. Most of the reports currently within Opera 3 can be exported into Excel, which makes reporting much easier if you're looking to consolidate those figures. The area of which currently is still under development for Excel extraction is the Cashbook, so unfortunately the reports currently within the Cashbook are not available to extract to Excel. But let's firstly go into Cashbook, because the first main point in any cash flow report is our current bank account balances. So on our Cashbook processing screen, all of our accounts are straight away available to extract that information and the current balance. Against every account, you will be able to see this information in which to enter that on a cash flow forecast. We also then have the recurring payments within this area as well. So what we also want to know is what recurring payments do we have planned and the frequency of such, also to assist in cash flow reporting. So as you can see, by going into action and recurring, we have a number of payments and receipts that are currently set to go out monthly and the current balance. This report is extremely useful because we can also see the next due date and, most importantly, the frequency. So that would enable you to forecast exactly what payments are going to be going out on that frequent basis. In order to actually report on these details within the Cashbook reports, we have the bank account list, and this will summarise all of the details with regards to each Cashbook account, and obviously importantly what the reconciled, unreconciled and current balances are, should you wish to report those and save them for future reference. We also, under the Cashbook reports, have the recurring entries report as well. So this can be filtered by bank account and again allows you to report on all of the recurring entries that are created in the system. It will then advise on the next due date, how many times it's posted and how many times are still left to post, the frequency, the information of that payment, and also the value. As you can see from an Excel report I've started to create, I've started to key in a number of these figures with regards to my cash flow report forecast. So I have here my recurring transactions on a monthly basis and also my bank account balances that are currently sat as at today's date. What we can then do is then move on to our debtors and creditors reports. Now these reports are available to export to Excel. So very much like we had our summary values in Excel, these could be saved onto individual tabs in order to report back on later. So if we first have a look at sales and debtors reports, we have two debtors reports available. We have the debtors report, which is as at today's date, and we also have the retrospective debtors report, which can be run as at a date you specify. What we'll do is run our debtors report to start off with. What this will show is the ability to filter the details by account. You can also filter it on due dates, so very much if you're looking for forecasting rather than what is currently due, very important with regards to due dates. If you do wish to show the individual transactions that make up the balance of that account, you can also select Show Transactions and then select OK. What the system will then do is prompt you on where you wish that report and data to be exported. As standard, it will report to screen very much like we saw with the Cashbook. However, with both the creditors and debtors reports, they are available to export to Excel by dropping this option down and selecting Excel Transactions. Give the file a name, so I'm going to call mine debt report, and also if you wish that Excel report to open straight away, please tick the open document when done and select publish. That will then extract the details and the transactions, because we did tick that box, and automatically open that in an Excel screen. This is then available for you to edit and do as you wish, so if you wanted to copy these details to a different location, please feel free. And as you can see, we have our debtors values and also the balances of each account. Exactly the same with the purchase ledger. So under purchase reports, we have our creditors and retrospective creditors reports. By selecting either of those options, we again have the show transactions and the ability to OK and publish those details into an Excel report. These details are then posted straight to screen, as you can see, and again exactly the same as these details can be copied and pasted to any location. The next reports we also find extremely useful when it comes to cash flow forecasting is actually having a look at your outstanding sales and purchase orders. So within the supply chain management module and under reports, we have the order listing report. This report has the ability to include invoiced orders or not. Obviously, due to wanting to check the outstanding sales orders, this option would need to be unticked. But also by ticking the due date, it will allow us to then have a look at the order due dates on the report as well. Again, you can also filter by a date range depending on the type of extraction you're looking for. If we select OK to that screen, once again this report is available to export to Excel, and again give a name and select Publish to extract those details directly into Excel. As you're collating these details, it's giving you obviously the ability to take a look at all of the information that makes up those values, but also the overarching value in terms of cash flow reporting on your frequent basis. So very importantly, we have our due date here and also the details of each of the current outstanding orders on the system. Exactly the same for purchase orders. Under purchase orders reports, we also have our orders report. And in here we'd want all non-invoiced orders, and also you can include or disclude any delivered items as well. We have the date required, so that can be filtered based on the date. And again, select OK also gives you the option to export that details to Excel. Now these reports are extremely important when it comes to cash flow reporting, and ones that I'm sure you would want to run on a continual basis. So a very good idea to make sure you have these in the system is to actually add them to your favourites bar. So as you can see here, I've created a cash flow section, and each of those reports I feel I need to run, I've added into this area. Now absolutely any of these options, reports, utilities, processing screens, can be included in your favourites, and it's just as simple as opening whichever report you wish to see, right click and add to favourites. These are then available just for yourself to view at any time, and also can have multiple areas if favourites is something you would like to set up going forward. So that covers the main reports we would recommend in Opera 3. And also, as we saw earlier, I did have a little Excel spreadsheet created ready in order to present these details once we have them extracted. So as I said, what I'd also like to do is just to give everyone a reminder of how easy it would be to extract these details using your XRL program. So where I've actually keyed in these figures, very much like we would should we extract the details from Opera, I can also create XRL reports to pull out these details as well. So on this screen here, I've created summary links. So that is just a one cell figure I wish to pull out based on a set number of criteria. And as you can see, my XRL tab is open, and this is where we would generate a summary link from. So my debtors balance, if I double click on this cell here, which allows me to open the already created Excel and XRL equation, it is a very simple process of choosing the company I wish to extract from, the table, so in this case it would be my sales transaction table, and I've then pulled through the balance. So this reports on any balance within the system that is currently outstanding. I have no date range because on this field I want to see my entire debtors value. If we take a look then at the forecast period, of which I'm using this date range, so for forecasting purposes, what I can do is I can do the exact same field but using that due date value. So selecting the area I wish to add the field, I'm going to select summary link again from the top, and this is going to create me a new link. Once again, I'm choosing the company I wish to extract the data from, and then double click the table to choose the module you wish to extract from as well. So in this case, it will be again sales and transactions. Once that's opened, once again, what I want to actually see on this report is the balance. So by double clicking that option, we see it enter the output area. Now, on the forecast period, what I also want to do is include this by due date. So I'm actually going to scroll down and find my due date field, drag that up to the top, which is a filter form, and actually select these dates on my screen. So making sure my cursor is in my filter from, select cell B3, come back onto the XRL report and put the cursor into my filter to field, and then back onto the Excel report to select my cell C3. So as you can see, it picks up those dates. If I select OK, it will then extract that detail, and as you can see, two very clear figures based on this now has our due date range also entered onto it. So extremely easy if you want to extract these details into XRL. Now, very much where we extracted our Excel details from Pegasus, so for example our creditors report, I could copy this and paste it into one of my tabs here, so bringing all of those figures together. What I can also do is actually use XRL to bring those details straight into the system. So as we can see on our sales forecast report, I've created a sales transactions due in period. So this report will list all transactions due within the due date period on the cash flow summary tab. So this again is our date range here. Now, opening XRL always goes to the first field of the report, and you will see your equation up in the top of the screen. Double click to then open that XRL report, and in this matter I've used a summary report. So a summary report will detail multiple fields, columns and rows in order to extract the data you wish. So on this I've said, right, I would like to base my report on my sales transaction table where my balance is not equal to 0 and a due date of those two dates that were on my cash flow summary, of which I want to then extract these details, as you see highlighted in green, in my output area, which build my report up. This then allows my system to give me a forecast on which of these invoices are due within the period I've specified, and also if we have any details with regards to any dispute reasons that we are aware of. Once selecting OK, that report will recalculate and bring through these details. At any point we can then change our dates, so let's go from April to May. If we then recalculate our worksheet, this page will auto update with our figures, as will our sales forecast, recalculate worksheet, update with those new figures. So very easy for extraction purposes, and certainly a process we would recommend for this reporting as well. I hope you found that useful. Wishing everybody well and safe, and I'm sure we'll speak again soon. Thank you very much. Bye.